What's up, world? Y'all know we back to tell y'all all about March Madness. We know it is March Madness time. Happy March Madness to everybody. Hopefully you filled out a bracket like us. We're going to go through our bracket and show you who we think is going to get down this thing and really win. We just going to start right at the beginning. Dom, what's our first matchup?
Auburn versus Alabama State. Shout out to HBCU Alabama State, straight out of Montgomery.
Yes. Alabama State is representing, so we have some stats to give y'all to kind of give y'all a little bit of context of, what these teams are working with, right? So, of course, we know Johnny Broome over at Auburn is averaging 18 points a game and 10 rebounds plus 3 assists. So, I mean, that looks like numbers that get you drafted, personally, from what I see. And then their second best player, Chad Baker, is averaging basically 13-3. So, again, respectable numbers. But on the other side, we got two guys, and Amari Knox and CJ Hines both putting up 14 points a game, really helping Alabama come strong. But I just feel like this is too much for them to overcome. What y'all think, man?
Alabama State, not Alabama.
Yeah, facts. Right. Sorry. Let's get it right. HBCU love.
Yeah, man.
So honestly, I think Auburn is going to win this. I think Alabama State, it's going to be hard for them to really overcome. I mean, Auburn, they average 85.2 points per game, and they only allow 70 points. They're first in offense. They're first overall in offense. Their defense is great. They get a lot of block shots. They're ranked 4th in block shots. So, that's going to be a lot to overcome.
Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to the HBCU. I'm glad and happy they made it, but yeah, it's like good news and bad news type of situation. I just don't see it. Hopefully, hey, you never know. They could put up a good game, but I'm sorry, I just can't see a 16 beating a 1, not at this stage. And what I'm saying, that's just how I feel. So I'm gonna go with Auburn.
Same. And then on top of that, I've only seen one HBCU go on a run like that, which was Hampton. That was almost a decade ago.
Right.
They went on a magical run. Exactly. Went on a magical run. But, it's going to be kind of hard to pull that off.
I think it was like a magical run of like 2 games, though. It wasn't.
Right. It was 2 games, but, bro,
I get it.
Just to get out the first round is a win.
I get it. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's be honest. If they were to somehow get out the first round as a 16 seed, knock off Auburn, that by itself is a major win.
By itself, yeah. If they knock off Auburn, they don't have to win another game. That would be their shining moment, as they say.
Yeah,
right.
Hey,
now,
you never know.
Yeah, now if you do it, you need to keep winning. But speaking of keep winning, man, let's talk about Louisville and Creighton. This is an even matchup from what I see. What are the numbers telling you, expert?
So the numbers are telling me that Creighton's probably going to win this one, but Creighton, they allow 69 points per game. They average 75 a game. Honestly, like I said, I think Creighton's going to win this one. I think they have too much. That big 7'1" senior that they got there, averaging 19 points a game, it's going to be hard for Louisville to overcome that.
You talking about Ryan Clarkenberger? I hope I'm saying Clarkenbrenner. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
I seen this dude play the last 3 years in the tournament, and he is a straight up monster. He can step out. He got the jumper. He can pound in the post and put that move on you. Put that work. He can go over the left and the right, and he got a little bit of handle too for a big man, and he can shoot. Plus, homeboy is a great free throw shooter. He's a good defender. He's on there giving you basically 9 boards a game. And for a center, averaging almost 2 assists a game. So that's what you need in a game like this. You need somebody that can control the paint and control the pace. I've seen this guy do this for the last 3 seasons, so I'm not going to bet against him.
Yeah, I'm going with Creighton. Let's we agree on that one.
Angel McCoughtry, holla at your boy. I know you a Louisville grad. Spider Mitchell, I know you Louisville. Holla at us. We know you picking Louisville, but we want to hear why. Not just because they're your alma mater. So, again, let's go on to the next matchup. We talking about Michigan. I can't even say it because y'all know how I feel. Y'all know I'm a real Ohio State fan. So I can't even really say it, but we have, UC San Diego taking down Michigan. And I think without Juwan Howard, man, these guys might be in trouble because this is the first year that y'all doing this without Jay Howard. Michigan, I think, has been a program that's been up and down from a basketball standpoint. From a football standpoint, they've been a little bit of a powerhouse. but now kind of taking a step back. Now they coaches in the NBA, I mean the NFL. But I see UC San Diego winning this game, man. I think it's going to be a big upset.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, San Diego. I mean, I know it's going to be hard for a 12 to be a 5, but I mean, San Diego averaging 80 points per game and only allowing 62. I mean, that's just crazy. I mean, their defense is on point. I think they're going to be ready for this. I mean, they're like they got the second highest defensive turnover rate. I mean, the team is on point, and I think we're going to see an upset.
I agree.
So I don't agree. I mean, come on now. I just don't. Out of all of them, this is not where the upset's going to come from. You know, it was 2 against 1. You know, we kind of dealing with this bracket, but you know what I'm saying, y'all picked and think this is going to be the upset, but I still think Michigan has enough to handle this small school. And, you know, I just don't see it. I at least think they're going to get past, you know, the round of 64 at least.
Well, I'm going to tell you why they got enough. You got a guy in Tate Jones averaging 19.5 points a game, basically 6 rebounds and 4 assists. Michigan's best player averages only 16 a game. And then their next best player, when you talk about San Diego, they have McGahee, who is averaging 16 points a game, 4 rebounds, and almost 2 assists a game. So their top 2 players are better than Michigan's top 2 players. Danny Wolf, who is a Michigan guy, is averaging 13. So you give me a guy that's giving 20, another guy's giving you 17 against 2 guys that's getting 16 and 19. It's simple math. The math is mathing to me.
Yeah, and then this Michigan team, I mean, they got 3 losses against non-tournament teams. You know, the team is kind of shaky. Not a bad team, but it's kind of shaky.
They're not Michigan of old. We get it.
They are not the Fab Four. They are not the Fab Five. Yeah, they're not the Fab Five, and they living off of being a brand name. Let's be honest. This is a brand name, so it's not that they're the better team. It's more of they're the known name as a university. They still living off of the Fab Five name, and there ain't none of them guys walking through the door. Glenn Robinson not walking through the door. Tim Hardaway Jr. None of them guys. Karis LeVert, they not walking through the door.
Okay, fine. We'll see. All right. So you ready to go on to the next one? Let's see. Sure. We're going to move down. So what's the next one on
Texas A&M and Yale.
Okay.
So to jump into that, man, I kind of feel like Yale got a chance, man. I know y'all didn't agree with me, but I feel like Yale got a chance in this thing, man. I feel like this matchup is a little bit more even than what, the scorecard is showing us. That's just my personal opinion. When we talk about it, you're talking about some guys in Yale who, number one, well coached, right? Well disciplined. Their best player is averaging 19 points a game. So again, you got a guy, I think in any tournament situation, when you bring somebody in that is a bucket getter that can get you 19 points a game, you in there. Their next best player, Townsend, averaging 15 points a game. So I feel like when you bring that firepower, you always got a chance.
Yeah, well, I see that. And I think it'd be a close game. I mean, Yale averages 82 points a game and only allows 69. But Texas A&M's defense is what I think is going to put them over the top. I mean, they're ranked 8th nationally in defense, and then they get a lot of offensive rebounds. I mean, they're the number 1 ranked offensive rebounding team. So I think between their defense and their rebound and crashing the boards like that, I think they're going to overcome Yale.
Yeah, I agree with that. As far as the defense being the Achilles heel for Yale, but if you got guys who can get buckets, they get buckets, man.
Yeah, most definitely.
Dom, I think you got it up for the people. So what's your take on this, man?
So I mean, I'm going with Texas A&M. I mean, they dealt with, of course they're in the SEC, and the SEC was king this year in regards to basketball. So I got to go with them. At least I think they've played a better competition course than Yale. Yale certainly could come in here, Ivy League school, certainly could pick up a upset, but I just don't think it's going to happen here. So I'm going with Texas A&M.
If they figure out a way to get that win, them boys going to be on that bench crying because you lost to an Ivy League school. That's not the look you want, especially as a senior. But let's talk about Iowa State. I mean, this is a pretty much, a layup. We know they're not going to lose the game. So I don't think there's much to say about that. I mean, we know Iowa State is going to come in here and do work. They do work every season. They have defense. They have offense. They got a little bit of everything. I will say this though. On the other side, we got Jacob. I can't pronounce the last name here, but he is averaging 20 points a game and 18 rebounds. So I think that is an amazing feat. But I just think the experience, talent, is going to weigh out on this one.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I agree.
Iowa State they're 20th in offensive efficiency, and I just think their defense, their offense, just their whole structure, everything. I think Iowa State has this one. I'm mad. I'm upset that we skipped over Mississippi and North Carolina because North Carolina, even though they're not all that great this year,
we're gonna talk about it.
I'm a UNC person, so I'm going for North Carolina on that one. But right here, Iowa State, I have to take them in this.
Bro, you're not the only Carolina Tar Heel on this show, bro. So cut it out.
Hey, I understand, but you smoothly just skipped over them. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, we want to get the obvious ones out the way, but let's talk about Mississippi and let's talk about North Carolina. We know the Carolina Tar Heels have not been what we're used to, right? They have not been a powerhouse this season that we are used to, and I think they're still trying to find their way in the NIL world. And what does that look like for them? And, you got to figure that out. I don't know that Hubert Davis has figured it out just yet. But, here is a guy as a coach is solidified and has won a national championship. But at the end of the day, we talking about tournament experience. I got to go with Carolina, man. And they play in a tough ACC conference. I get it that Mississippi come from the SEC, but Mississippi's not even a typical basketball school. So I got to go with Carolina. I guess you could just call it bias.
Okay, so Mike, you going with Carolina too?
Yeah, well, I'm going with Carolina because, I'm a Tar Heel, man. I love North Carolina. When I was in high school, I used to wear the North Carolina colors every single day, just about, so it was crazy. So, yeah, I'm going North Carolina. They're lucky to be here. The Tar Heels are lucky to be here.
Facts.
They're not really a good team, right now, not up, but their points per game, 81 points per game. They can still get out there and maybe outscore this team, and they only allow 75. So they can get out there and outscore the team. They can get lucky that way. So yeah, I'm a root North Carolina.
I'm looking for RJ Davis to ball out, man. 17 points a game. I need 20 in the tournament. And Mike, hey Don, Mike sounds like your man from the wood, don't?
So here's the thing. I think they're going to be very motivated. Because everybody counted them out. Everybody's been talking about the fact that they should have made the tournament. And I kind of saw that with their opening game to just even, get into this slot, just that opening game that they had recently where they came out, I could tell they were hungry. And, you know what I'm saying? Hey, a hungry team is a dangerous team. So I'm gonna go with y'all, man. I'm gonna go ahead and change this. I'm gonna put North Carolina beating Ole Miss.
Look at us talking you into it, man.
Yeah,
come on, bro.
You into it.
We already know what's gonna happen, man. North Carolina,
but okay,
you can admit it. We know North Carolina gonna turn them boys' TV off, bro. We see it already. We know what time it is, man. And this is the thing. When you got a chip on your shoulder, you dangerous at that point. Like I said, I think they, like, to your point, they hear what everybody's saying. Right. Now they want to show and improve, and they want to turn up in this tournament.
Right.
And go full Super Saiyan and show everybody, hey, man, y'all might have been snoozing us like Fab, but it's hard to play, Jermaine Jackson when you really Mike Jack, and that's what they about to show y'all.
Right.
So let's talk about the next matchup. So we already talked about Iowa State. That's a given. I think the Marquette matchup is pretty much a given as well. I mean, shout out to New Mexico State. It's a big accomplishment to make it to the dance, and they've been consistent being there here lately. Participating in the dance on a regular basis. Yeah. But I don't see they got a shot against Marquette. I think Marquette gonna do work, and it's gonna be over with pretty quickly.
Yeah, and Michigan State and Bryant. I mean, come on, that's a no. That's a no-brainer right there.
Yo, man, shout out to Bryant, man. The boys made a tournament.
Kev, where is Bryant?
I have no idea, man. I have no idea. Y'all let us know where Bryant is. If you rep Bryant, let us know. But it's my only thing, man. Bryant might be an upset. For all I know, this could be an upset. And Bryant, you talking about Rafael Prezone, who averaged 18 points a game. Earl Timberlake averaging basically 16 points a game. The top two scorers on Michigan State only average 12. Mm-hmm. My only issue with Michigan State is, can you score enough points? So This would be nasty work if you get beat by a 15 seed. That's nasty work, bro. Tom Izzo, you might need to retire after that.
Yeah, but Michigan State Michigan State's defense is just too overwhelming. I mean, they got a suffocating perimeter defense. They're all over you. They're second nationally in opponent 3-point percentage. I mean, there's no way Bryant's going to really be able to overcome that. Michigan State, they're on point. They're going to take this, and I don't even think it's going to be close.
They should zip them boys up then. Hey, what them boys, as Xavier used to say, zip them up. They should zip them boys up pretty quickly.
Michigan
it should be
State
a pretty easy
should
one.
definitely handle Bryant. And I will tell y'all, Bryant is from, I think it's Smithfield, Rhode Island. So, hey, I'm going to be honest.
Shout out to Rhode Island.
Shout out to Rhode Island. But if Michigan State lose to Bryant, boy, that's embarrassing. That's
Tom Izzo rolling over his grave, man. He rolling over his grave. They lose, bro.
This is basically a high game. This is a
man.
They can sleep their way through this game,
bro.
That's how you get beat, though. That's how you get beat, man. So let's talk about Marquette, Michigan State, man. I think Marquette, Michigan State is a good matchup. But for the defense, I got Marquette taking the L. But I think it's going to be a close game, though.
Yeah. I mean, Marquette, I mean, they have a talented team. Don't get me wrong. It's just that Michigan State, man. It's just, I mean, if you just watch them play in that defense, it's just hard to overcome. It's just hard to overcome.
Yeah,
I get that. But when you can score the ball, tournament's about scoring the ball, man. So, Marquette can score the ball. And I always lean that way. But, we already picked. Y'all let us know how y'all feel about that one.
Hey, they got the great coaching. So, I mean, them boys always ready.
Yeah, Izzo done been in the
ready for the tournament, though. So, they ready.
Exactly. Shout out to Michigan and Reebok. I still got my Mateen Cleave, green toe questions. Yeah, that's a classic. Yeah. Y'all sneakerheads, y'all know about that. Let's talk about Carolina and Iowa State, man.
Yeah, that's when it stops. That's when they got a chip on that shoulder. That chip's finna be knocked off that shoulder because they not beating Iowa State, bro.
In the words of a great rap legend, it was all good a week ago. Mm-hmm. Y'all know who that is. And that's what's about to happen, unfortunately. I hate to say it because I'm a Carolina fan to my core.
Yeah. Most definitely. I mean, I would love Carolina to win this game, but I know it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't see it, man. Mm-mm. We got to be realistic. We live in the real world, man.
Gotta be realistic.
There's enough people out here being unrealistic. We got to be realistic, man.
Yeah.
So we talking.
They got the offense. They got the defense. They're 20th in offensive efficiency. North Carolina barely made it in here. I mean, honestly, truly, they probably shouldn't even be in here. So yeah, I don't see them coming out victorious over Iowa State.
Nah, man. Unfortunately, that's the end of the road. Unless James Worthy and Michael Jordan and Brad Doherty, Kenny Smith,
not gonna happen.
Vince Carter, all them show up.
Nah.
Antoine Jameson and Hayward. You know what I'm saying? They all got to show up.
Sam Perkins.
They need all them guys. Sam Perkins. You know what I'm saying? Yo, honestly, we might talk about that one day. Carolina might have, even without MJ, one of the most legendary rosters of NBA players of all time.
Yeah, that's what you're saying is an all-time UNC. All-time.
Bro, they got a who's who on their roster. The roster is full of who's who guys.
This is true. They do.
And dudes with rings, dudes with accomplishments, dudes that were straight up ballers.
And you forget about, guys who came to the NBA who weren't all that great in the NBA. I mean, you got like Rashad McCants. I mean, Rashad McCants is a baller. That dude can
monster.
He just
Tyler Hansborough,
Psycho T.
Yep.
Yeah, Tyler
Stackhouse, Wallace, Ed Cota. You know what I'm saying?
Wallace was good though, and Stackhouse was good too, bro.
Wallace and Stackhouse was
good. Yeah. In college he was good, but in the NBA he was whack. Marvin Williams, guys like that. Jeff McGinnis. I mean, they got a lot of dudes, man. We got to talk about that one day.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's move on. So we can see we got Auburn pretty much taking care of this side of the bracket. Do we disagree on that?
Auburn about to do work, man. They about to do work. I will say this though. I still think that UC San Diego got a chance for another upset. And against Texas Tech, we already said that's going to be an upset again. So I think they're going to keep dancing.
Oh, so yeah, because we got them beating Texas A&M.
Yeah,
yeah,
and they should, yeah.
Okay,
but I think they got a puncher's chance with Auburn. I think they could score and stay with them. So we're gonna see what kind of whistle they get during the game.
No, Auburn's going to destroy San Diego. Auburn is no matter how much San Diego can score, Auburn is ranked number 1 in offensive efficiency. I mean, they can play with them offensively. They're good defensively. They get a lot of block shots. San Diego's not gonna have nothing on Auburn. I'm sorry.
We're gonna find out. And of course, we got Creighton's run ending. I feel bad for my guy over there, for him to go to the tournament again. They got so close last year, and then for them to have to run up against Auburn right away, that's a tough way to exit in your career. And he came back just to get to the Final Four, and I don't see it happening for him. But hey, man, you're gonna be a lottery pick though, so it's all good. Okay. So let's jump to the other side of the bracket, man. Let's break down a couple matchups from the other side.
We're gonna go down. All right. So
down south
to the west, to the west. So all right. So now the first matchup, another HBCU versus the top-ranked team, Norfolk State. Shout out to Norfolk State. That's where my mother got her master's. So I definitely remember those games. They do not have the prettiest color scheme. Sorry, Norfolk State, but y'all need to upgrade. I mean,
they Wilberforce got that same color scheme, but they are the Rams though. That's kind of new. That's kind of different.
Norfolk State.
Ain't that isn't that Stephen A. Smith school?
No, that's not. He was Winston-Salem.
Winston-Salem. Okay, yeah. I knew it was. One of East Coast schools.
Norfolk State got a new head coach, Mike Vick. So he, what I'm saying, he's come over to HBCU is going to be a head coach. So,
but he's a football coach. Unfortunately, the Michael Vick experience is not happening on the basketball
it's not.
court. He's a football coach.
Shout out to Norfolk State. They made it. They made the tournament. So hey, here we go.
Man, when you want to be on the football team, so you can get you a pair of Vic 2s, man. And they're gonna be. Nike can't wait to lace them with all the Vic gear, just like they did for Colorado and Deion. They can't wait.
Yeah, I would prefer to be on Colorado with the Deons, but I get it. I get it.
Yo, like the Vicks was whack though. Them joints was cold. Yo, comment to Dom. Obviously,
I reserve my.
Obviously, Dom don't remember the greatness that. He don't remember the greatness that was.
We all know that was the Falcons. So I'm not. I did not. I was not rocking anything close to the Falcons at that time. So no, I was not into any type of Vic shoes. Okay, sir.
Hey, expert. He secretly wanted a pair. He probably got a pair. He never told us.
Never. No, sir. No, sir. Shoes look
like
he got
a Michael Vick.
Shoes look like they make your feet hot. Hell nah. No.
He got a Michael Vick jersey in his closet. He just don't want to tell nobody.
No, I don't. I do not, sir. Didn't root for him until he got out of jail and played for the Eagles. Anyways,
bro, why you got to bring up the man going down the road?
I'm just saying. He did go to jail. I'm just saying.
You want to make sure this man don't come up on our podcast, don't you?
I didn't say that. I'm just speaking facts. I mean, did he go to jail or did he not? He did.
Bro, we ain't got to talk about the man's downfall. Jeez, bro.
I understand. He bounced back. Did he not bounce back? He had one of the greatest comebacks ever. Sports comebacks ever, right? Okay.
Well, so speaking of bouncing back, man, how y'all feel? I think this matchup between Oklahoma and Connecticut is really a toss-up. I'm leaning a little bit more towards Oklahoma because I think Connecticut is again a brand name that may not have the guns to really compete in this tournament. So me personally, I tend to go more towards Oklahoma because I like the scoring. And I like the fact that their two top players outscored, UConn's top two players. And this is not UConn, Rip Hamilton, and them guys. Or Ray Allen.
First of all, UConn is the basically returning champion. Like they've won the NCAA championship twice. So I do think they could at least get out their first game.
You do realize that was a different roster,
I
right?
I understand, but they're well coached. I do think they can at least win the first game. Just the first game. But after that, they're going to run into Florida, and that's not going to be nothing nice.
Well, the problem with Connecticut is, 4 of their top 5 scorers from last season are gone.
Right. I get it.
I mean, the offense is still ranks 14th nationally, in efficiency and all that, but their defense is not all that great. I mean, they're 94th in defensive efficiency. So, I mean, they're not the same team. So, although I think Connecticut is going to take Oklahoma in this one, I do have to say there's some wiggle room there to where, I mean, they both points per game. They both get 78.
I get it.
So, I mean, there's some wiggle room. I still think Connecticut has it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Oklahoma won now.
Yo, shout out to Coach Hurley for getting the bag over there in Connecticut, man.
Absolutely.
He struck while the iron was hot, man.
And he held, you know what I'm saying, the Lakers helped him get that extra money too, boy.
Man, held them boys hostage, bro.
Yep. All right, so we're going to go into the next one. Memphis, Colorado State. We got Coach Penny Hardaway.
Bro.
Penny.
Got to go with Penny. Coaching. I mean, they got offense, they got defense. I got to go with Penny, man.
And he pulled some decent players in the NIL. So, you know, he's been making the NIL work for him on this one. You know what I'm saying? He got that reputation. I mean, you know, everybody loves a little Penny. Everybody loves Penny. Everybody loves Penny shoes. So, you know, he's got that mystique.
Yeah, he making that portal work just like Coach Prime, bro. Yep. Plus, them guys want to come there so they can get a pair of Air Max Penny ones, get some foam positives.
Right.
They try to, you know.
Right. It doesn't now. That's a school that, you know what I'm saying, you get all them pennies plus the phone positive. Yeah, okay, that's a selling point for me,
bro. Yeah. And you playing for a great NBA player that barring injury was going to the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
So got his, you know, Shaquille O'Neal's first teammate.
Yep.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, I'm going for Memphis on this one. You know, I support Penny Hardaway. You know, of course, I'm going for Memphis on this one. They are turnover prone. They're prone for a lot of turnovers. Okay. So that could, you know, turnovers can make you lose a game all by itself. But
they take it away from you.
Exactly. But they've had some impressive wins, though. I mean, they beat Michigan State. They beat UConn, Clemson, Ole Miss, Missouri. So, I mean, just because of that and because, you know, they have good offense, they average about 80 points a game, I think they can do it. They can get through Colorado State.
I'm going to tell y'all why I'm picking them, not just because I like Penny and I like the sneakers and I got, you know, pennies myself. I'm picking them because of Blue Chips, the movie. Y'all remember Blue Chips? Yeah, Shaquille O'Neal, Penny Hardaway. Yeah. Penny Hardaway mom got a new house.
With Nolte crazy ass.
With Nick Nolte, yeah, man.
Yeah, I remember that movie. Yeah.
Yo, if y'all ain't seen Blue Chips, man, turn that on, man. You gonna like that. You gonna have a good time with that one.
A young Shaq. Yeah.
And Shaq said that's what got Penny Hardaway drafted to the Magic, was playing in that movie with him and seeing Penny really know how to play the game of basketball.
Okay. Got it.
That's how he got exposure to who Penny Hardaway was and told them boys, we need him.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Ultimately, we got Chris Webber sent to Golden State.
I didn't know that.
I guess Chris Webber should have been in the movie.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I never knew that. Learn something every
day.
And
they had Calbert Chaney and Bobby Hurley in the movie.
Yeah. Because, you know, at the time, that trade for Penny Hardaway, you know, everybody was like, because they didn't know a lot about Penny. So they were like, how you give up Chris Webber? You know,
it looked crazy.
Yeah, it looked crazy, but it was a good trade. I mean, Penny was the man.
Until he got hurt, he was the man.
Yeah, until he got hurt, exactly.
Big time. Yo, shout out to Penny Hardaway, man.
Yeah, so shout out.
Let's talk about the next matchup.
Maryland, Grand Canyon. Yeah, Maryland's going to take that one.
Come on, what is there to say about this, man? We already know that the Maryland Terrapins going to take that down. We already know that, man. They came to ball.
Missouri versus Drake. I'm not picking anything named Drake in this year. No, I'm sorry. It ain't happening, dog. It ain't nothing Drake. Dog, you definitely, you not going to take the W with picking a Drake. No. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, they Drake can't help it. That's their name.
Drake rapper. You know what I'm saying? Nah.
They can't help Degrassi stole their name.
Shoot, yeah, I guess right. They're talking about we the OG Drake. I don't know what you talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They were Champagne Poppy first.
Nah, Missouri. Sorry.
Yo, man. Let's be honest, yo. Drake, don't make no more music for a while. This last album, from what I heard, is whack. Give me a hug. That joint is so whack.
We're not reviewing his album right now. So
I'm just giving my little commentary, man. It was whack. So let's talk about Texas Tech and UC Wilmington and NC Wilmington. I mean, shout out to NC Wilmington. You know, another good school in Carolina. Good school for education, but they ain't got the guns to stay with Texas Tech. You know what I remember expert about Texas Tech? Remember when they used to have Bobby Knight, but he was like he wasn't as angry as he was with Indiana.
That was like a refined Bobby Knight. Like they didn't.
He wasn't throwing chairs no more.
Nah, man, they had him later in his career. he knew. He was like, I need this for the money. Like, he probably went Texas Tech for the money.
Staying on thin ice.
He was like, nah, I'm not trying to mess up my check, boy. At that point in time, he wasn't throwing no chairs like he was at Indiana and whatnot.
Yo, that was a crazy dude, bro. I can't imagine playing for him.
Yeah.
Every dude that played for him, they said them guys got PTSD, bro. They like need actual counseling and stuff because he was such a hard coach, bro. That's crazy, man.
This man, yeah, he the original. Go ahead.
I don't know why people just continue to go there. You know, I mean, you saw what was going on. Going there, that's cool. That's crazy. Like, that's on you. You see that stuff and you still go.
That's true, but I think they said, like, I mean, I think, I don't know why.
You want to get to the NBA? No, right. the guy he coached Isaiah. They want to get to the NBA, right. and that wouldn't work now. If he did that stuff now, somebody put hands on him, bro. Unfortunately,
shoot, I actually think he would be fired like day one. Because I mean, come on, dog. Like the stuff that he did, like you can't. It's just not. It's not acceptable.
Yeah, he slapped kids in the face and stuff like that.
That's not acceptable anymore, dog. You can't do stuff like that to kids. I mean, they get on parents for spanking kids nowadays, and I think that sometimes, I mean, that's, let them do what they want to do, but still people feel some type of way about that. But now a coach that's not even your parent slapping you? Nah.
Yo,
he ain't gonna get.
And Mike, expert, know this because we went to the same high school. Shout out to Coach Tyer, man. He was our original Bobby Knight, yo. Yeah. He a coach, cuss you out. Yo, I remember in weight training, a dude came in with an earring, and he snatched the earring out of homeboy ear. It was a hoop. He straight up just ripped the joint out and
out of his earlobe
and everything. Yeah, man. Nah. Coach Tyer was crazy.
Nah,
he was crazy, yo. And if you threaten to square up with him, he gonna square up, and you ain't gonna want that work from that old man.
He gonna square up for real.
Yeah, you don't want that work from that old man. He'd gave you that work.
Yeah, he wasn't a little dude either.
Nah, he was swole. And at the time, this man had to be like 65 when he was our coach.
He had that old man strength.
Yeah. And he was in the gym every day, man. Shout out to Coach Tyer, man.
Yeah.
So anyway, man, let's talk about Kansas, Arkansas State.
Man,
Arkansas.
How the mighty has fallen, Kansas, though. I mean,
it happens though.
Dang, Bill Self, man. What's up, man? What's going on, man? You struggling with the NIL?
I think we starting to see that with a lot of these name brands, bro. If they don't know how to really work that NIL, they kind of run into a lot of problems. And I kind of see that with Kansas. And it just don't have the mystique no more, man. This ain't like Paul Pierce and them are there. So I think they prime for upset, and I see the upset coming.
They one of the regular blue bloods in regards to college basketball. But yeah, man, I'm going with Arkansas, man. Like I said, SEC, the SEC and this year has been killing it, and Arkansas has, certainly been having to deal with, the teams in the SEC, the Alabamas of the world, the Ole Miss, the Auburns, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think they're gonna beat Kansas, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going with Arkansas on this one also. I mean, I just think Arkansas, honestly, I think they're a better team. Just to tell you the truth. I mean, I know Kansas is 7, Arkansas is 10. Their points per game are pretty much the same, but I just think Arkansas is the better team. And I think they're going to take it. Yep.
Yeah, facts.
Yep, top 20 in defense. I think they got it.
All right.
Well, I got St. John's going very far in this tournament. Honestly, St. John's can win this whole thing.
They can.
I mean, you're talking about probably the best defensive team in the actual tournament and can score, and they well coached. They know how to play. They play in the Big East. It was a tough conference. I just think they could go the whole way. So I think they're going to make easy work of this first round opponent. Not a lot to say right there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and they don't turn the ball. They don't turn the ball over a lot either. So
they don't beat themselves. They don't beat themselves.
Yeah, man.
That's a huge thing.
Yeah, Rick
St. John.
Rick Pitino got his swagger back, man. He's back. St. John's is back. St. John's basketball is back. I mean, it's been a while, man. It's been a long time.
He got the garden jumping again.
Yep. I'm happy. I'm happy about it.
Just to let y'all know, man, we real basketball fans over here. Shout out to Coming to America, yo. St. John's was in Coming to America when the King went to the game. Y'all might know a little something about that.
I can't believe it.
Yo, Roger Test know something about that, man. So we got St. John's taking down Arkansas. I don't think there's a lot to say right there. I just don't think the Razorbacks got enough to stick with, the St. John's, bro. I think St. John's is coming with too many things. The defense, the offense is going to kind of put them in a position where they're going to lose the game, unfortunately.
Yeah, St. John plays too fast. They play too fast, and they got lockdown defense. So, I mean, it's going to be hard to really overcome that.
Now, this Texas Tech matchup, I think is going to be good. But again, we just told you Texas Tech is not coached by Bobby Knight no more. So,
nah.
I got St. John's. We got St. John's winning that one. And then we think
Final Four.
They're going to run into a brick wall, though, against, Florida. I hate to say it. It's hard, man, because I really wanted to pick St. John's against Florida. And we did this last night. The guys could tell you I was really advocating for them. So y'all let me know if y'all agree.
Okay. All right. So let's go to the other side of the bracket, the East. All right.
You mean the Duke Invitational Tournament?
Yeah.
Well, exactly. It depends. Is your boy going to play or not?
They don't need Cooper Flagg in the first round. It's
they don't need the Cooper Flagg in the first round, but I do think that if he doesn't come back, you know what I'm saying, at least by Arizona, they're going to be in trouble.
I agree with that.
Well, I mean, Duke's in the top 5 in both defense and offensive efficiency. Without Cooper Flagg in the first round, they can still win that. They're saying he might even play in the first round.
Yeah, which is crazy, though. He needs to rest, man. No.
Yeah, but if he doesn't, he'll definitely be there the second round. So, it doesn't matter. And it was just, a little ankle thing. So, I mean, he'll be all right.
You can tweak that real easily, though.
Yeah, you can. Duke's
Let me ask you.
Long as they're healthy, Duke's going to run through this.
Let me ask y'all this, though. If Cooper Flagg underwhelms in the tournament and basically gets exposed or plays poorly, do y'all think this affects his status as a first-round pick?
No, I think he's still.
I don't think so.
You said a first-round pick?
I mean, the number one pick.
You mean a first pick. You mean the number one pick.
The first pick, the first pick.
I think he's still first pick. I mean, his stock is just too high, Yeah, I think he'll be.
Unless it's some international player that we only find out about in the next 2 months that just all of a sudden, they love to just drop these international players that's like 7'3" and just like out of, Serbia or something and saying, sorry, size. I mean, unless that happens, I mean, it's going to be Cooper.
Well, I mean, honestly, you can't, Wemby deserved to be the first pick.
Wemby did, but come on. Last year, with
Reese Shea, I haven't seen anybody playing this that much better than him that was in the draft. So
they were talking about.
I can't say he didn't earn it.
So what about Darko Millicent?
I mean, he was a bum.
Exactly, but they dropped him in there.
They dropped him. Somehow, some way, something happens that people be like, "Yeah, well, what about this guy from Turkey?" Like,
yeah, but I just think with Reese Shea, I haven't seen anything to say he shouldn't have been number one. I haven't been impressed with Alex Sarr or anybody else has been in the draft. Honestly, the most two impressive players from this year's draft been Don't Connect and Reese Shea, in my opinion.
Yeah, Reese Shea hasn't been bad though.
But you're talking about the last two. We've been having that a lot where they drop.
Oh, yeah. He was just saying the last two. Yeah.
So that's what Dom's talking about. They do that a lot, and then they wind up being bust.
Yeah, we seen that with I mean, shoot, your boy Anthony Bennett. He from Canada. He was a bust. He was whack.
There you go.
So we seen it before. We seen it with Andre Bargiani. He was a bust. Exactly. So it happens. Yeah, it happens. The matchup that's interesting on this side of the bracket to me is Arizona, Oregon. I kind of think Oregon's going to pull the upset.
You do.
Although I slightly went with Arizona because I know Caleb Love has experience. He balled out for North Carolina. He's already won a national championship. And he may come in with leadership. And Caleb Love is playing for a draft position. So he got to go crazy and ball out. So that was the kind of thing that edged out Oregon to me.
Yeah, and then I think I can go with that with Oregon. I mean, they're a great team. They're doing their thing, and I just think they're gonna do their thing, man. I think they're gonna win.
So you think that Oregon is gonna win in between Arizona? Because I sure don't. I'm going with Arizona on this one.
You going with Arizona on that one?
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with Arizona, but I want to pick Oregon. And the only reason I'm speaking with Arizona, I think, like I said, Caleb Love is playing for draft position. He's hoping to possibly put himself in the second overall pick. So he has to have a good tournament and ball out.
Okay.
So, Dom, tell these folks why you did not pick BYU. You don't like Zach Wilson?
Nah, man.
You don't like Steve Young?
I'm not a Brigham Young fan. You know, I know that's just the college. It has nothing to do with any of the, just the college. I'm just not a fan of, some of their players. Although, I do have a Saints player from BYU that I'm, fond of. I just
Pause.
pause. You're right. I don't know, man. I could probably be convinced to go with BYU against VCU. They got. VCU has been in the tournament for the past couple of years.
Facts.
So
Facts. They tournament experts.
They're tournament experts. So I mean, but they don't have Shaka Smart anymore, right? So
no,
they don't have that mystique as much anymore. So I can be convinced to go with BYU. What you think, Mike?
Me? No, not me at all. I'm sticking with VCU. I mean, their defense, they only allow 62 points a game. I mean, VCU, they have a top 10 block rate, top 12 offensive rebounding rate. I mean, this team actually is a real good team. And I think, forget about them being ranked 11th and BYU being ranked 6th. That doesn't even matter. I think VCU has this. Definitely.
I agree 100%. When the tournament comes in, all that stuff goes out the window. It's about your experience, and they got guys that's still on their roster that have made deep tournament runs. So I think they're going to be just fine. I think the matchup that's very interesting is that Wisconsin-Alabama matchup. That's an interesting matchup. The only reason I don't think Wisconsin can do that, you talking about a team in Alabama that's averaging 91 points a game, man.
Yeah.
That's hard to do that in college. So if you could do that on a consistent basis, you could put yourself in a position to outscore people.
Mm-hmm. Okay, KP, BYU or no?
Nah, I gotta give it a thumbs down, just like in Gladiator. Right. I gotta give them the thumbs down.
All right.
But the other matchup on this side is very interesting. I can't wait to see it. Hopefully Cooper Flagg is healthy. Is the Alabama, Duke matchup. That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, that is gonna be crazy. But we got Alabama winning that one, right? And that's the Final Four right there.
91 points a game, man. Alabama got some killers over there, man. You talk about some guys that are certified scorers, brother.
They do. But here's the thing. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Here's the thing, man. Alabama's banged up, man. You know what I'm saying? They injured. Okay. They are not healthy. So honestly, I want to go with Duke at this point.
Switch it up.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I got to switch my pick to Duke. I mean, I was going back and forth with it, but I mean, Alabama, they score 91 points a game, but they allow 81, and their defense is not all that great. And Duke is gonna, they're gonna see that. They're gonna see the holes in the defense and do what they have to do. I mean, Alabama doesn't create many turnovers.
Are they gonna see it? Coach K is not on the side. He's not out.
Yeah,
he's not
but
on
they
the
got
sideline. Coach K's in the audience with us.
Duke still got the talent, though. They still talented.
Yeah, and Cooper, and we just talked about maybe Cooper Flagg. We don't know what he's gonna be. So
by this time, Cooper Flagg is gonna be all right. By the time they get here, and I think Duke is gonna take this one.
If they're talking about him playing, essentially, when is this? This is, probably like either Thursday or Friday. If they're talking about him playing tomorrow or Friday, it's a minor ankle injury. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Duke on this one, man.
Yeah, and
I think Mark Spears got something to say about that. Him and his 18 points a game got something to say about that. We're gonna find out, though.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah, but
we're gonna find out.
It's not like he tore his ACL.
Right.
Yo, man, jeez, man, don't call it. Don't put up bad on the guy.
Don't jinx him, man. You better knock on wood there.
I'm not a Duke. So
but man, I mean, come on, man. He's supposed to be the fresh new number one pick, man. He's that's supposed to be for the NBA. So
American number one pick. Yeah, American number one pick.
Exactly.
Hey, Mike acting like he a bookie over there, like he betting on the. You gonna straight Tanya Harding the man. You gonna send somebody with a pipe to tear the man knee up.
Whatever I got to do to win my money.
Man, come on, man. Hey, come on, man. We don't need all Sneakers and Sports podcast do not represent Mike the Expert's gambling problem, okay? Like, no. We are not
call
on
1-800-GAMBLER. Call 1-800-GAMBLER, bro. You need some help, B.
All right, let's go to the Midwest side of the bracket.
in the first round, what stand out to me is Georgia, Gonzaga. I mean, I like Georgia. They're a good team, well coached. But I think they're gonna be in over the head with Gonzaga. Gonzaga is a tournament expert. Mike is an expert, but Gonzaga is a tournament expert, and I think they're gonna do work. Well coached, and every year y'all think they did, and what they do, they come back like the Walking Dead, and they come out and they come ready to play.
Yeah, I go with Gonzaga on this one too. I mean, 86 points per game. They only allow 69. I mean, I think they're gonna outscore Georgia. And they're going to beat them up. Both defenses, Georgia, Gonzaga, they both have, pretty good defense. But I think Gonzaga's just going to outscore.
Facts.
Another tournament veteran. Gonzaga's in the tournament every single year. Every single year. And most of the times they do get pretty far. And, hey, they are well coached as well because, they have a great head coach that gets them ready to play, gets them players ready for the tournament. In fact, I kind of want to pick Gonzaga beating Houston potentially.
I told y'all that yesterday.
Yeah.
I told y'all that yesterday. Y'all remember Walking Dead? Mike, you remember Walking Dead when they underestimated the Whispers and the Whispers tore them boys up? That's what's about to happen to Houston.
Well,
I'm telling y'all, Houston can't score enough points to stay with them.
They're great.
They can't score enough points to scare them.
They can't score enough points. So
yeah, well, here's my problem. My problem, the only thing against Gonzaga is that they have a 3-5 record against tournament teams. And that's the only thing that scares me.
But they're gonna be ready when the lights turn on.
Hopefully, we'll see.
So what say? I vote for Gonzaga beating Houston.
Me too.
Oh, yeah, of course.
All right, let's do it. Okay.
All right. So we talk about what else is interesting on this side. I kind of like the Kentucky-Illinois matchup. Kentucky's a blue blood program. Illinois is a good program as well. I think this is a very even matchup. This is really like you toss a coin up and either team can win this matchup. That's how even I see the matchup. So it was kind of hard, but just because of the SEC, you're talking about great coaching. I got to go with Kentucky.
Okay, so who wins with Gonzaga and Purdue? That's the question.
Gonzaga.
Wow, Mike, what you say?
Shoot, I don't know, man. That's a tough one. I might have to take Purdue on that.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Purdue.
No, I'm gonna go with Gonzaga, man. I'm gonna go with Gonzaga because Purdue. Well, because Purdue has a questionable defense, so I'm kind of I'm kind of iffy about that.
And see, now this opens things up for Coach Cal. Coach Calipari is open now because now you got Gonzaga versus Kentucky.
Wait, I
love this matchup.
Coach Calipari doesn't coach with Kentucky anymore.
That's right. He did leave. I forgot about that.
Yeah, man. He's no longer with Kentucky. So different story.
Well, I still think.
Well, you see, back to the Purdue thing. What I was going to say is that they're 350th. They're ranked 350th inside the arc.
Mm-hmm.
They allow their opponents to shoot over 56% on 2-pointers. So their defense is so shaky that it's going to be hard for me to. So actually, I'm gonna go with Gonzaga over Purdue.
Let me ask you this, Dom.
Yeah.
Since you are boycotting everything Drake, who you got between Gonzaga and Kentucky? We know Drake is a huge Kentucky fan.
Man, that's a good point. And here's the thing. They even
worn the OVO joints.
You already know you could book it. He's finna put $500,000 on Kentucky. He gonna put $500,000 on Kentucky. Yeah, man, we going with Gonzaga, man.
Yo, this man picked the team off a rap battle, bro. Off a hip hop battle, bro. Off a hip hop beef. That's crazy.
So what y'all think? Well, Gonzaga or Kentucky? Come on.
That's not a bad pick, bro.
Okay.
I'm not against it. I think Kentucky gonna win the game, but I'm not against it though.
Mike, y'all can override me on this one. Pause.
Okay, well,
Kentucky. Yo. Okay. You can talk to your wife when we done with this, okay?
Man, come on, man. I used the correct English. You can. I'm not gonna say it again. Let's just go on.
We can outvote you.
Fine.
We're not gonna ride you.
I said override. I did not say ride. Okay, I said override. Okay, I said override. When you override somebody, like I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm gonna trump you, essentially.
Gosh, you was getting worse and worse.
Nah, y'all get your minds out the gutter, man. Let's keep going on this bracket, man. Mike, what you say?
Yeah, so to answer the question, basically, I'm going to go with Gonzaga over Kentucky.
Wow.
And the reason, and my reason for that is Kentucky allows too many points. They allow, their teams average 77 points per game against them.
You can't stop a nosebleed.
Exactly. Gonzaga only allows 69 points, and the scoring is what they average is basically the same. So, I'm going to have to go with Gonzaga. Their defense is better, and to me, defense wins championships. So, yeah.
Yeah, you need scoring, but in this tournament, you also need to be able to make a stop or two to make the difference in the game.
Yeah, and the scoring is even, basically. So,
all right, so now that we don't switch it up and Gonzaga is in play now, let's go on to the next round and see what's happening.
Duke.
So now
Gonzaga.
we got Duke Gonzaga. Come on.
Duke.
That's where it ends. That's where the Cinderella story is.
This when Cooper Flagg shows you that he's him and goes out there and give you 20 points plus. Yeah. Give you a 20-10 game.
Duke's going to annihilate Gonzaga.
I agree.
Gonzaga's going to do their thing, but Duke's got that one.
So who we got on the other side of the Final Four? We got Florida and...
We got Auburn and Florida.
Dang, I almost want to change, man, but I'm going to stick with Florida. I'm going to stick with the Gator Chomp. I remember we used to hate that when we played college football.
Right.
I'm going to stick with the Gator Chomp. With this, I think the Gators are going to beat Duke.
Yeah,
I think the Gators are going to beat
Gators,
Duke,
dog. I know we're going chalk. We're going hella chalk, but Florida's impressive.
Well, we had some good upsets along the way.
We did.
We had some good ones, yeah.
We did. Although the only upset really is the Gonzaga is the one that, took it the whole, all the way to the Final Four. But, we do have some upsets.
As a North Carolina fan, I refuse to.
Right. I figured that.
Yeah, I can't vote for them. I can't vote for them either.
And I'm not a big Florida fan, but I really don't like Duke. So yeah, I'm gonna go with UF.
Hey, for all we know, Alabama State will win this whole thing.
Yeah, nah.
Well,
you mean Norfolk State?
What's gonna happen in this game?
Alabama State.
Stop.
The reason why it's gonna be so close, 80 to 77, because it's gonna be a close game, but then Cooper Flagg is gonna get a couple technicals and get kicked out of the game, and then Florida.
Dang.
He gonna squabble up in the middle of the game.
Man,
wow, that's crazy.
You giving him the Chris Webber jinx, man. What you doing over there?
Oh, he gonna call timeout. He ain't got no more timeouts left.
Come on, man.
That's crazy.
Don't do him like that. Cooper Flagg's gonna come into the league, ready. I don't want no, big debacle from the championship game hanging over him, whatever. So
yeah, we don't want no hangover, bro. We want the player to actually be successful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully he gets on the right team that's entertaining, but that's a story for another day.
Yep.
We want to hear from y'all. Do y'all agree with us? Who do you have winning the tournament? And please share your bracket. We're going to come on here and update y'all as the tournament goes on. So we're going to be tapping in. So y'all tap in. We'll catch you in the next one.
Peace.